guys, welcome back to the It Girl Hotline. Today we're going to be talking about how to love yourself unconditionally because you are beautiful and you are worthy of so much love. The first thing I would like to share with you guys is that you guys are beautiful the way that you are, and that there's this common misconception that we have to look a certain way to be pretty, which is entirely false, okay? The way that we were created is beautiful, and we should express that. Trends are constantly changing and emerging on social media. And just think about how tiring it would be if you followed all those trends. And by the way, after you did all those trends, would you feel like yourself? Would you be like, wow, this is me, you know? Or would you be like, wow, that's not me at all. I'm literally copying what other people think is cool and what other people think is relevant, okay? How stupid does that sound, okay? Be yourself, okay? Love yourself. I cannot get over that. Social media, we put so much pressure on people all around us to do certain things, to look a certain way, all this stuff. I see glow up videos all over my For You page. They're like, how to glow up. And then it's just like, grow out your lashes. It's like, get more piercings, get highlights in your hair. That's not helping you. Because guess what? You loving yourself is all up here. That is all in your mindset. That's all in how you think, okay? You could get plastic surgery, lip filler. You could, change your hair, change your clothes, change everything about yourself. You could look like a whole different person. And that doesn't mean you would love yourself. Because you would feel so far from the person who you actually are, okay? You changing yourself for other people is not okay, and that's not gonna make you feel okay. You changing yourself to fit into some crowd that you, quite frankly, do not fit into is not gonna make you love yourself. You may think it will. You're like, oh, if I wear this certain, brand of clothes, then people will like me, and I'll feel pretty. I'll have a good style now. No, that's not gonna make you feel like yourself at all. Okay? That's gonna make you feel like you're 50 clones of the same exact person because you guys are all doing the same exact thing. Okay? Be different and be you, okay? I cannot express that enough. Alright? Lots of things that you see online, especially on social media, are fake. Okay? People use body morphing apps. People use filters. People use AI to enhance their skin or change their hair color. People are actually so far from reality with social media because social media can make anything look real. But really we don't know because we can't see through the screen. We can't see whether that's the real them or not. We don't know that. And honestly, looking at people online, when you compare yourself to people online, on the outside looking in, everything looks perfect. You're like, oh my god, they're so beautiful. They must have it all. They probably literally have a perfect life. That's probably what you're thinking on the outside looking in. But in reality, for them, it's probably like, oh my god, I don't like the way that I look. I'm not pretty enough. I don't, whatever, okay? That's how they feel. But listen, on the outside looking in, you're like, oh my god, that person's perfect. They're so pretty. I wish I was them. Now, flip that around, okay? And imagine that's another person thinking that about you, okay? Somebody out there thinks that you're gorgeous. Somebody out there thinks, oh my god, I wish I was them. Somebody thinks that about you. Believe it or not, okay? They could think that about your opportunities, your looks, how smart you are, whatever. They could think that about you in so many different ways. But trust me, there is somebody out there who is literally looking on the outside, looking at you, and they're like, my God, I wish I was her. You know? Like, there are people like that, and you may not realize that. But you have to trust other people sometimes. Like, for example, I did this for a really long time. I struggled with it. I was like, oh my God, like, this girl called me pretty. I don't believe it. That's what I thought. I was like, I don't believe it. They're just saying that because they feel bad for me. No. Like, I know when I call somebody else pretty, I'm not saying it because, I feel bad for them. I've actually never done that. I call people pretty because they're pretty, okay? And I love when people express themselves and be exactly who they are. I think that's stunning. One thing that I think lots of us are guilty of is watching those glow up videos. Now, what we have to understand is that is one person's opinion, okay? That is one person's opinion on what they think is attractive, what they think is pretty, whatever. There are billions of people on this planet. Okay, everybody has different opinions on what they think is pretty and what they think is ideal to look like, Lots of different cultures, they think that different features that people have are attractive, okay? How are you going to trust one person's opinion, okay, on what will make you feel prettier, what will, do whatever, when really everybody has different opinions on what is pretty and what it isn't. So why are you going to trust one person's opinion? Okay, that literally is like stupid. No offense, but it's stupid. Okay, when really they're missing out on the most important thing, and that is loving yourself. Okay, like literally, it's all in confidence. You have to have confidence in yourself. And that is so incredibly important. Knowing your worth is so important. And believe it or not, knowing your worth shows not only on the inside, but also the outside. People can tell if you're confident in yourself or not by how you carry yourself. And that is very, very important. Okay? Loving yourself literally is so, so, so important. So important. And no matter how many glow up videos you watch, no matter how many, whatever you do, you are not going to feel pretty until you get the right mindset. Okay? Instead, you'll just feel further and further away from yourself. Because you'll be like, wow, I did all this and I still don't feel pretty. Like, that is how you're going to feel if you follow those glow up videos and you don't focus on loving yourself. Because loving yourself is the most crucial part to all of this. This will make you feel so much more about yourself, okay? Another thing that I would like to share is do not use like makeup, hair dye, like whatever it is to cover up who you are, okay? Do not do that, okay? Don't put on a mask over yourself and not show who you are, okay? Do not do that. Okay? You can love that version of yourself, the version with makeup, the version with hair dye, but it's all temporary. Okay? Hair dye, washes out eventually. And makeup has to come off at the end of the day. Okay? And you are stuck with that person under that makeup. Okay? You are stuck with that person. Okay? So you better love her. Okay? Love the heck out of her. Okay? You should feel like you get to a point where you can go outside of the house like without makeup on and feel fine. Okay? You shouldn't need to have your hair done, like be wearing like a crazy cute outfit. You shouldn't need to wear all this makeup on your face, whatever. You shouldn't need to do that to feel pretty. Okay? You should be able to feel pretty naturally, okay? And love that version of yourself, okay? And then you can go do the add-ons. You can express yourself through different things like makeup, hair dye, different trends of clothes, whatever. You can express yourself through absolutely anything. Okay? Just make sure you love yourself on the inside and the outside without any of that first. Okay? That's super important. You shouldn't need to wear a mask to go out of your own house. That quote is something that I literally just came up with on the spot, and it means you should be confident enough in your true self to go out in the whole wide world and show them exactly who you are. And be yourself without that cute little mask on, okay? That mask could be makeup, anything that you're doing to make yourself feel better about how you look naturally, okay? Love yourself for who you are. You shouldn't need to change yourself to feel a certain way, because that's not going to work. Your mindset is exactly where it's at. And your mindset, you have to have a perfect mindset to where you totally love yourself, okay, in order for you to feel pretty. Something that helped me when I was going through my self-love journey was I would fall in love with my insecurities' functions, okay? Which may sound weird, but I used to be insecure about certain things. You may be insecure about your ears, you may be insecure about your nose, all sorts of things. Think about how grateful you should be that you even have ears and that you even have a nose. Think about that. Like, think about the functions of those things and what they do for you every single day. You can love them for their purpose and their function, but also love them for how they look, okay? But falling in love with something's function helps a lot. Trust me. One of the major takeaways I want you guys to take away from this video is that beauty is an opinion, not reality, okay? Beauty standards change all the time. They're inconsistent and unrealistic. Like, hello? You're expecting me to do 15 different things to change myself? No. Like, it's so incredibly unrealistic, it physically hurts my brain cells. Okay? And why do we even call it beauty standards if it's constantly changing? Standards should be consistent, they shouldn't change. And listen, your so-called beauty standard is somebody's opinion. Okay? Why are we listening to somebody's opinion about what they think is beautiful, when we should formulate our own opinion on what is beautiful? And that is you being you and you expressing yourself just the way you were, just the way you were made, okay? That's beautiful. Now, if you're looking to start to go on your self-love journey, one of the biggest things, and this is the thing that helped me the most, was affirmations. Now, there's so many different ways that you could say different affirmations to yourself, or remind yourself of these affirmations. One of the things that I did is I put sticky notes on my mirror of, like, they could be like famous quotes or just things that I wanted to remind myself, like, you're beautiful, you're worth it, you matter, all this stuff. I put all these different sticky notes on my mirror, okay? And I would get reminded of it every single day, every single time I looked in that mirror, okay? And I had one of those big, like, floor-to-ceiling mirrors, and anytime I went in it, I would see those quotes in bright-colored sticky notes, all right? And it would remind me all the things that I should be reminded of, and all the things that I should feel, okay? Because that is so important. Another thing that can help a lot, and this is something that helped my girl Leah Holton, okay? And you may be like, wow, she is the most beautiful queen ever. And I'm pretty sure everybody can agree with that. But listen, she struggled with self-love too, like lots of us do. And something that she did is anytime she left a mirror, she would smile in it. So the last image she had of herself in that mirror was her smiling at herself. And so it's just like a positive way to remind yourself how important you are and how beautiful you are. Another thing that helped me is the minute you start feeling yourself getting down on yourself or becoming negative, saying something bad about yourself, to yourself, okay? Automatically flip it. If you're like, oh my god, I'm so ugly, flip it. Be like, I'm so pretty. Reverse that mindset, because the last thing we want is a habitual thought process to where, you know, anytime we look in a mirror, we're like, oh my god, I'm so ugly. We don't want that feeling, because that feels terrible, okay? And having low self-esteem can cause so many other things, okay? Like depression, anxiety, literally whatever, okay? Knowing your self-worth and loving yourself is so important to your everyday life. You are beautiful and you have a purpose, okay? You have a reason for being here, and you are stunning just the way you are, inside and out. And, you know, it may take a while for you to learn that and to actually feel that, because sometimes hearing it, it doesn't always click in your head. But listen, from now on, from the moment you stop watching this video, okay, I want you to take any compliment you get, be like, wow, thank you so much. You know, I want you to take any compliment you get. I want you to practice affirmations with yourself, okay? I want you to start loving who you are and expressing yourself as a human, okay? Literally wearing what you want, doing what you want, like with your hair, whatever. Being who you are, okay? That is so important. But loving yourself at the same time. That is beautiful, and that is so uniquely you. And you should be expressing yourself, okay? Because you are awesome, and you deserve it. Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of It Girl Hotline. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did, because I know I had a lot of fun learning about self-love. Definitely one of my most passionate topics, so if you guys ever want another episode like this, I would be so happy to do it in the future. Thank you guys so much again, and I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. You are beautiful, you are worth it, you are lovely, you are precious, you are stunning, you are gorgeous, okay? You are such a diva. Love yourself. Love yourself, okay? And if you need any advice, anything at all, you have any questions, please leave them down below in the comment section. Love you guys so much, and have an amazing rest of your day.